world. Y'all know who it is. It's your favorite host in the world, Top Grinder, aka the Bum Pusher, representing Grind City Media. And I'm either your problem or your solution. So pick your poison. We are live with SP Thursdays. Clap it up out there in the world. Make some noise, all that good stuff. We got a goodie for you this evening. This Thursday, we got a goodie for you. So tap in, share, because sharing is caring, and all that special stuff. We are going to get into this. And when I tell you we got a superstar in the building, I mean we got a superstar in the building. He's a superstar so much of a superstar he got star in his name. You understand what I'm saying? I know this young man since he came out the womb. That's how old I am. Geriatrics up here. We're going to get it cracking. This is SP Thursdays. We don't have an A-list studio audience today, but that's fine because we are here and we are definitely A-list. We're going to get into this. We'll be right back, and I'm going to let him introduce himself. This is SP Thursdays live from Grind City, baby. We're already in it. Let's get it, bit it. All right, that was quick. I gotta make those intros a little bit longer, family. Shoot, I'm came on like, I did the same thing again, bro. We're gonna switch it after this. I'll tell you, I promise we're gonna switch it after this. Yeah, we're gonna have to switch seats. But anywho, yeah, I put the thing on the thing and the thing and the thing. I knew I was supposed to be over there. Anyway, tell your mom. Anyway, we're live, Grind City TV, on Grind City TV. If you're watching us, that means you're watching us on Roku, Apple TV, Samsung TV, Fire Stick, Android TV, Facebook, YouTube, our apps, and all that good stuff. And that means you're going to see this guy. Introduce yourself, man.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Rapstarr, a.k.a. Hurricane Cam. Pittsburgh in the building,
Pittsburgh
East
in the
Coast.
building.
You know what it is, man. It's
East
Rap to the Store.
Coast.
Yeah.
All right, this is going to be awkward because I want your name and stuff down there. So we're going to talk for like 2 seconds, and I'm going to put on a commercial. We're going to switch seats.
No doubt.
You from Pittsburgh? What part of Pittsburgh you from?
Oh, man, the East Side, Homewood.
Homewood in the building. I am from Homewood in the building. You know, you can like pull this like that right there. And just put it down. There you go.
Yeah.
We're going to switch it anyway, but I just want you to know that you can be comfortable over there. Yes.
It's a comfortable seat.
Yeah, it's comfortable seat. You like that seat?
I love this.
He loves that seat, Mom. You heard that, Mom. So we're going to get into it. Homewood was a mecca for hip-hop for a long time in Pittsburgh. A lot of people didn't know that, but if you're from Homewood, you know F3, you know, go Homewood, it's your birthday. Like 50 made $1 million off of that, but that came from Homewood, right?
Yeah.
So did you have musical influences that were born and raised in Homewood, or are you looking at where you like the industry kind of influence hit you most?
It was the industry that hit me up.
Really?
The only in-house person that I would probably say I kind of paid attention to was Mailman. You know, so my uncles and my dad, you know, if anybody knows Homewood in the 90s, even though we at East Coast State at that time in the 90s, Homewood mirrored like a West Coast culture, you know, with the gangs and everything. So the majority of my family on my dad's side, they listen to the West Coast, you know, a lot more often. And, you know, we talking about Daz, Corrupt, Snoop, you know, Dre, you know, Lady of Rage, Tupac, all of them, DOC, all of them. And being that I'm from that, you know, my big sister, I call her Little Tupac because, you know, she's...
Shout out to Tamika.
Shout out to Tamika.
Shout out
What's
to
up, sis?
That's my homegirl. I love her, man. She good people.
Yeah. But I call her Little Tupac, you know, because that's how much of an influence that the West Coast had for Pittsburgh. And being that it was strictly West Coast hip-hop music on my dad's side, now my dad, he played everything. He played East Coast, West Coast, maybe a little bit down south. We talking about the 90s.
I remember that. He sure did.
Yeah, that's like my biggest. That's how I got into it. I'll talk about that.
He definitely was a hip hop head.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. How's he doing? He all right?
Oh, he's good.
That's
he's
good.
good.
That's
I was
good.
just with him yesterday, actually.
Okay,
just talked to him yesterday, and being that my family played the West Coast, my uncles would tell me about the Mailman, and if you look on the back of I think the Dr. Dre's 2001 album, you can see Mailman with Dr. Dre in the studio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think he used to be a part of Death Row when they was back then.
Yeah. So the story, from what I understand, is a lot of people don't know that the Death Row sound was really the Pittsburgh sound, right? So Mailman went down there and got signed. It was like him, Sam Snead, a lot of people from F3. My man Mel J was down there too. And they were studying under Dre to learn the business, but he was getting their music air. So a lot of these early productions of Death Row and Dr. Dre were Mailman, Sam Snead. That was their productions. Were their productions, and Dre got the credit for them because we didn't know the business at the time, right?
Right.
We didn't know how to maneuver. So it's very important that we learn the business aspect of this. We all, because I want your name on there because I'm special. So we're going to go to a commercial. So I don't have to feel as unspecified as I normally do. And we're going to switch this thing around because that's how it's supposed to be. So y'all didn't know. We're going to a commercial. Y'all know that the new Grinder magazine is out, right? Y'all do know it's out. So y'all should get it. And since you know.
Yeah, go cop that.
Go cop that. We'll be right back. Just like that, we back-a-lacka, and that makes a lot more sense if you're watching the screen. Yes. So, Mr. Rapstarr.
Yeah.
Why did you pick that name? Like, I mean, because that's a heavy. I mean, it used to be Hurricane Cam, correct?
Nah, I got Hurricane after Rapstarr.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I always thought you was Hurricane Cam first. All right, so let's talk about your name. Where did because Rapstarr, that's like, yo, I'm a star regardless of what you people say.
Of course.
That type of attitude. So is that where that came from, or
My dad gave me that.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. When I started rapping earlier, I started rapping around like the age of like 9, and I got serious into it when I was like 11 and 12. Straight after like the Shady Aftermath era, I was really like my biggest influence, like my two biggest is Eminem and 50 Cent. And when I was 9, going to the senior citizen place in Homewood with my grandmother.
Yeah, right there on Frank.
On Frankstown, yeah.
That place was gangster. The old people was gangster. You don't change when you get old. If you was a gangster when you're young, if you made it get old, you were extra OG. That was just gangster down there.
It was, me being there all the time. I remember going into like the lounge room and they had like a big screen TV. Sometimes when I would be off of school or just, being with my grandmother, and I would put on TRL with Carson Daly. And watching that show, I would pop up and I would see the D12 video, Blue and Yellow Purple Pills. And of course, I always listened to hip hop, since a baby, but M was like the first I was like, yo, who is this guy? And ever since then, I was an Eminem fan. And shortly after, 50 Cent got signed to Shady Aftermath. And it was a rap after that. So I always tell people Eminem was the reason why I started rapping, and 50 Cent is the reason why I got serious. 50 and /G Unit. So
what was it about both of those? I mean, I have my reason.
Yeah.
But what is your reason that really made you say, what? First of all, this is something that I could do, and these guys for a reason. Like, what was it about them? Because we got a lot of dope artists everywhere.
We do
in our generation. But what was about it? What was it about those two?
It was with M. It was the lyrical ability. It was the storytelling.
Yeah.
It was just the fact that like 8 Mile was me. Like I was literally sitting in the back of the bus writing rhymes going to school. With my headphones on and everything. So the 8 Mile movie like really influenced me the 8 Mile soundtrack really influenced me, So that's when I was like, yeah, I can do this. And then with my father, how he gave me the name. I had other names before, it didn't really work out. Like I remember
You had the corny names.
I had a corny name.
Tell me one of your corny names, and I'll tell you one of mine.
One of them, one of them was Lil Desperado. Lil Desperado. That was one.
That's cool.
That was one. I had KCK too.
KCK.
Yeah.
All right. One of my DJ names was DJ Chaos.
Chaos. That's cool.
DJ Chaos. Then I had DJ K Slice.
That's cool.
Yeah, all right.
That's cool.
Then K-Bay Rocket Live. I had all these weird names, man. I was like, man. But the button pusher was what stuck.
That's ill.
And somebody named me the button pusher.
That's
and not stuck. And it was just like, now I had the button. My name was the button pusher, aka the constant grinder. Right? So that was my name for 20-something years. And then I just changed it to top grinder. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm at the top of my grind right now. I feel like it. Y'all motherfuckers better catch up.
Going level stages up.
Y'all motherfuckers better catch up. Because I'm coming now. I done figured this out. You ever feel like that in your career? Like, I done figured this out.
Yeah, I like to tell people, like, throughout my career, I like hit plateaus. And then certain things in my career skyrocket me to another, like, level. So one of the places that I kind of skyrocketed was when I was in college and I first met KRS-One.
Yo.
When I first met KRS-One, that's when I elevated to like a new style of being an MC.
I gotta. So I don't know if you've seen my documentary, but I have a documentary, and everybody's like, how did you get into this? So I was like 13, and KRS-One, D-Nice, and Miss Melody came to the Coliseum. And I'm telling you, I did everything I could to go. Man, I did my chores like twice. Please let me go, because my mom didn't let me do nothing. I was allowed to go skating. That was it. She didn't let me do nothing. So I cleaned my twice. Like, you do? Yes, ma'am. I did everything. And I go down there, and I knew hip hop was something. I just didn't know what it was to me at that time. And I go down there, and D-Nice he's doing the thing. And I was like, oh wow, that's cool. I'm gonna take my mom's records and scratch them all up. Oh. And then Miss Melody comes out. And here's this beautiful, heavy-set, dark-skinned lady.
That's his wife, right?
Who, she's R.I.P.
Yeah.
But she looks like me. And when you're short, dark-skinned, and fat in the hood, everybody's telling you what you can't do and who you can't be and how ugly you are and all these other negative things because you're this dark-skinned berry. I'm a beautiful berry, but I didn't know that then until I seen another beautiful berry, and she's rocking it. She's kicking it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's cute. But KRS-One came out, the crowd goes bananas. It goes wild. And he is going hard, and I'm going, oh, I don't know what that is, but I want to do that.
Yeah.
Right? I want people to rock with me the way they rock with D-Nice and Miss Melody with the energy of KRS-One.
Yeah.
If you ever see me rap, that's what that is. That's what that is. So it's like I could definitely understand, and I've never met him. I've talked to him on the phone. I've been this close to meeting him, and the crazy part is he came to Pittsburgh. I was still JPP sometimes, so he's on stage two times. He came to Pittsburgh one time at the Rosebud, and he's rapping. This is before I really figured out what I wanted to do, and he's rapping, and I'm standing there like this. And he's like, don't look at me. He stops, and he looks at me and says, don't look at me in all. What I do, you could do. Nigga, say less.
Whoa.
Nobody believes he was. I said he was talking to me. They're like, no, he wasn't talking to me. So the next time he came to Pittsburgh, I'm in the crowd. And I got this on video. I'm in the crowd. I got the JPB card. And he takes the JPB card. And he reads the front of it. Shout out to JPB TV. He gives nobody else a shout out. And then the back of the card says, can I get a 16? He proceeds to look right in my camera and give me 16 bars. Ooh. Yo, you couldn't tell me nothing, man. I walked out of there like I had bamboo nuts that day. Bro.
That's gangster.
Yeah, he did that at Mr. Smalls. And that's what let me know that no matter what someone swear that they don't see, somebody does see.
Right.
Have you had one of those moments besides me and KRS-One, anybody else that made you realize, yo, they see me out here?
just like when I'm at work and I have like a lot of customers, and as I'm at work and I'm ringing them up, they'll play my music in the line.
Wow.
They'll stop and ask, "Yo, can I take a picture?" And it be shout out to my Latinos out there, and they'll come up and they'll be like, "Yo, toma a photo." And I'll be like, "Yo, let's go." You know, take the picture and everything.
Oh, so you really a rap star?
Of course. My magazines. I've been on like 7 magazine covers so far, and there's people who buy the actual like magazines.
Yeah.
My grandfather has it up in his apartment, so when people come in, new people that come in, they be like, "Who's that?" Like, "That's my grandson."
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's crazy when everywhere I go and people recognize me for different stuff. I remember I did a show at the Rex before, and this was like years ago, and I'm on a bus going to work before I even had a car, and there was a woman who stopped me on the bus. She was like, "I remember you. You performed at the Rex before."
Wow.
It's dope. It's that and the third. So just the fact that, people know who I am and, just be like, "I love your music because you're so hip hop." Like, I used to have a lot of hate because I was hip hop.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Even, shout out to my family, but even some of my family, it's
I was gonna say shout out to them and then be like, "Yo, y'all used to hate though."
They know what it is. They know what it is. They'll be like, "Cam, you could rap, but you just hip hop.
You too hip hop.
We like rap. You're hip hop." And I'm like, "Where you think rap came from?"
You make too much sense.
Right.
Ain't that crazy?
A lot of people would tell me, they was like, I think you need to dumb down your music."
Wow, yeah, I heard that.
And it's like, well, if you're not getting my music, I'm not talking to you anyway.
I'm not talking to you.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not
so
talking
it's
to
like,
you.
I'm a hip hop artist. I'm
I
not
ain't
here
mad.
to, be like everybody else. I'm just here. I love hip hop. Love hip hop with a fullest. So, that's what I'm giving the game, is that old school feel.
You absolutely are, man. I applaud you for it. It's hard to remain in your roots, especially when you watching less desirables make all this money, right? We have to be careful with this. I always call it a tool, right? So we get back, we're going to go on a commercial real quick, but when we come back, we're going to talk about this 90s babies thing that you be talking about. We're going to figure out what that's all about, because there's got to be a point to that, people.
Of course.
We'll be right back. This is SP's Thursdays. Don't get it twisted. He will be live on stage. We with Rapstarr. Okay. Cam, we'll be right back. Top.
My show is nuts. It's N.U.T.S. It's not your typical show. I'm a comedian. I talk about everything and anything. When I say anything, anything. Don't get mad. Watch me on grindcity.tv.
And we are back. SP Thursdays. My man Rapstarr, what's up, man? You didn't give me no dap, bro. Peace and blessings, man.
What's up?
Wow.
Peace. Shout out.
Wow.
Shout
But
out.
wow.
Grind City TV.
Hey, appreciate that, man. I've known this young man since he was that big. Like, he was in the, and he came out and then he was here. And all that time, I didn't know your mom worked for Whammo.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Like, I was insulted when I read it. Like, you ain't tell me? How you gonna hate like that? I loved the Whammo back then. I loved the Wham hoes. Did you learn a lot from her?
I did.
Tell me something.
I have a lot of respect for radio personalities and, people who do podcasts and just help promote artists to be themselves out to the public in general. And my mom, she actually worked at 2 radio stations. They was at the time the only 2 black radio stations in Pittsburgh.
What did she do? She wasn't a personality.
No, she wasn't a personality. She was the person behind. Like, she worked with she told me what it was, what the actual name was. But to make it simpler, she was like a Super Saiyan version of if you ever watch Frasier, you know his producer Roz Doyle.
Yeah.
She was kind of like her, but she did a lot more. So she was the person,
like production manager.
Production manager.
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
So like I remember when radios had the little tape cassettes and you would put the tapes here, tape there.
Yeah, had a
Me
line
and
them
her, we did a radio we did a radio advertisement for Sam's. Was it Sam's? It was a Sam's or David's shoe store. Yeah, and I was like,
it probably was David's.
It was
David's. David's definitely kept it on.
Yeah,
they kept they I love David's shoes because Brandon worked there, and Brandon kept his ear to the ground on what was going to change the trend. So if you were into radio, boom. If you were just getting started with like internet TV, he would do the commercial. He got it. He got it for a young man. He got it, and I was so hurt when Davis left. I was so hurt when they let that store close because Brandon had it, man. He knew exactly how to market and keep it alive. So I just thought that was interesting. So let's talk about it. When's your birthday?
February 7th, 1991.
You just had a birthday. Well, you have one coming up.
I have one coming up in like
I just aged the man.
Just by like 2 weeks.
2 weeks aged the man.
Yeah.
You get the bitter beer face now. You say you are a 90s baby.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Why? Because, I mean, technically I was born in the 70s, so I guess the year that you're teenage is the year that you call yourself the baby?
Nah, it's the year that you was born. If you
was born in 90,
I was born in 91.
You're the exact same age as my child?
Yeah, he's a 90s baby too.
Lord, I'm old.
So with people, the misconception with that is like what people don't understand. People think that when you get into your teens, that's where you find yourself and you be like, okay, this is who I am.
Yeah.
But even when you're a kid, you still are influenced by a lot. Like
absolutely.
I was telling my wife, right? So she says, she tells me, she was like, I'm a 90s kid. I was a kid in the 90s. I was like, true, but I'm a 90s baby. I said, that's different because while you was a teen going out, hanging with friends, or in her case, she was a mom. Shout out to my 2 step kids, R.I.P. Dill.
Lost the baby?
Yeah, but he didn't die as a baby.
No, I met him. Remember, I've been up to the spot. Okay, let's not do that. We're going to go over here. And anyway, R.I.P. to that one there. Like, flip that around the other way.
But nah, I was
You know what? Do we need a commercial, Mom? Yo, hey, come on, man. Let's stop saying this, Mom, man. We gonna do it, right?
But in her case, I told her, I was like, nah, yeah, you was a 90s kid, but while you was being a mother to your children, I was watching Rugrats, I was watching this show, that show, this show, that show. You watched it maybe because your children watched it.
Right.
But you didn't experience all the craze that happened in the 90s being influenced as a baby. So it's like, I'm hip-hop, right? But I'll go in my car and I'll bang some Britney Spears. I'll bang some Backstreet Boys, Mandy Moore,
Man, he's just saying this on the show. I don't have disclaimer, okay? I do not encourage this behavior. And I did not make him say that he plays Britney Spears and Backstreet Boys. These are his personal choice. Disclaimer.
Yeah, and I'll tell you that.
He'll tell you
I'll
that.
tell you that. Everything about the 90s I embraced, whether it was music, television, movies, the whole aura about the 90s.
So let me ask you this. We're 2025 now. What do you miss most between coming from what you embraced and going to what we have to deal with now? What do you miss most about the 90s? Besides the dope gear we used to wear?
I would say the authenticity and also individuality and the fact that, people wasn't out looking like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Or all the rappers wasn't looking like everybody else. Like, Me and my mom, we had a conversation. I got, braids under my do-rag and fitted. And my mom asked me, she was like, you ever think about getting locks? And I was like, nah, because everybody got them. I remember back in high school, everybody used to tease me because they said I looked like, one of the Lost G Unit members. But now
the
you
lost
look.
one though.
But now,
Why
but
can't
now,
be the found one?
wait a minute. But now it's 2005, and y'all guys look like the Lost Migos. Every single
Every
one
single
of y'all.
one of them.
Every single one of y'all with the tight jeans, different color locks, face tattoos, all of them like y'all East Coast. Why y'all sound and look like y'all Chicago?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
we definitely were way more authentic, and I think that has a lot to do with rap was forming then, and still they hadn't taken hip hop and rap seriously enough then, right? It was still, it'll die away. It wasn't these, multi-billion dollar industry that it is now. Then it was like, we gonna find something new to do.
we have to thank like people like Jerry Heller and other people like that for doing that, because if it wasn't, hip hop wasn't considered marketable. When it became marketable, then that's when the whole world like.
I ain't thinking him. I'm thinking Russell Simmons.
Simmons, but I'm talking about as far as like the real like the other side, like Middle America.
Hey, when you can market it to European children,
right?
When they like it, you're gonna make money.
It's like
because their mothers spend money on what their children
right.
like.
Because it's like Kwanzaa. Like I celebrate Kwanzaa. I don't do Christmas.
Right.
And my grandfather, he asked me, he said, "Well, how come everybody don't do Kwanzaa? Even black people don't do Kwanzaa all like that." I said, "Because it's not marketable." I said, "You can't market Kwanzaa to everybody because it's only a holiday specifically for, a type of people. Now, things like the Jewish holiday Hanukkah, that's more of a religious holiday, just like Christmas is a religious holiday. So I'm like,
so Kwanzaa is a principal holiday.
It's a principal holiday. 7 days.
Yeah. So let's talk about people, because when I listen to your music, you have some political music, which is needed. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Of course.
But you represent about 4 or 5 different nationalities, it seems.
I represent the black and brown people of America and Africa, so I'm talking about, the quote unquote African Americans, Africans, Latinos, Native Americans. Like, of course, I mix with all of that, so why not speak to my people through my art?
What is your number one message you want to say to your people? Like, seriously, like, when it all said and done, we got all these songs, right, that have specific messages, but there has to be a core message. What's your core message?
Know thyself.
Ooh.
You gotta know thyself. You gotta know your people. You gotta know your history, and with knowing your history, that's how you know you can move forward. You don't know if you don't know where you're going ahead if you never understand how you got there in the first place. So, I got a bachelor's in history. So, and I specialize in African American, Latino, and Native American studies. So everything that I do musically mirrors that. And I think that's what's missing, of course, like in the 90s. The 90s was Afrocentric.
It's true.
Like, it was so Afrocentric.
It's true.
And, like I said, I take those things with me. When I'm having a bad day or I'm feeling like I'm down and I need some energy, I'll go turn on to Sounds of Blackness. You know what I'm saying? I got that from... I got that from my mom,
You got to. You can't even sit still when they come
Blackness, so it's like,
as long as you
like these are the type of songs that I hold personal to myself.
You're absolutely right. There are certain songs you put on from certain eras that don't just move you, but they move your spirit.
Yeah.
And, that's why I said, what kind of music? I make soul music. I'm spitting from the soul. You might not like what I have to say, but it is directly from the soul. Even if I am cussing you out, I solely believe that I need to say these words to you. Because apparently you just don't seem to get it. Right? Man, I definitely appreciate all your contributions to hip-hop. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, you're going to tell us a little bit of stuff that you've been doing, where you've been showcasing that, and how people can find you, all that good stuff. Because we got to get you on the stage, man. That's what we brought. Stage presence. What we brought you here for. We'll be right back, y'all. This is SP Thursdays. I am Top Grinder. He is Rapstarr. We'll be right back.
My name is Pre. My show is nuts. It's N.U.T.S. It's not your typical show. I'm a comedian. I talk about everything and anything. When I say anything, anything. Don't get mad. Watch me on grindcity.tv. My name is Pre.
Talking about some wine. I'm not giving you no wine, bro. You trying to give him alcohol, Mom. It's underage drinking up in here, Mom. No, man. You won't be saying I fed you any of that. This is a family-friendly freaking fucking show. Welcome to Grind City Rapstarr, man. It's very much a pleasure to have you here. We were just talking about, you said Peace on the Street Radio.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about some of your travels with doing this hip hop. How far you've gone, and which ones did you like the most?
Shout out to Peace on the Streets Radio. Mimi Mala, what's up? Prince of the South, what's up? They were actually my first radio interview that I traveled outside the city for. This is during COVID, so they've been following me tough on Twitter. And me and her, we got to talk, and she was like, I would love to have you come down and do an interview. So that summer, me and my wife, we took two first-class tickets to Orlando, and we went there. They treated us with nothing but hospitality. It was gangster. It was gangster.
Oh.
And
I want some.
We've been rocking ever since. So shout out to both of them, but. That was the first time I actually traveled outside the city. This is actually my second time being in a studio radio interview when I'm actually here talking to, people like you. Usually I'm on a podcast with the phone and everything.
Virtual.
But, now I'm sitting back at the microphone on, got the water popping,
Yeah, water popping. You're not getting any wine, buddy. You're going to drink that water. You're not getting wine here. What do you think this is? No, I really, as much as I can, I've interviewed people virally. And it's nice, especially when you're reaching outside your city. But I think it's, use a good word, Buttons. I think it's demeaning if we were in the same city, unless you just can't get here, to interview you via video.
Right.
And you're right here in the city.
Right.
Come press my hand. Come look in my face. Come take a picture with me.
Right.
I think COVID destroyed a lot of human interaction.
It did. It did. And because, I'm used to, I love interviews. So I'll watch my favorite artist interviews all day. I watch 50 Cent and all the things that he have to say, dropping hella jewels and knowledge, kicking knowledge about certain things.
When I first seen 50 Cent, I was not a fan. I was not a fan of 50 Cent until he began to start teaching things, right? And then it made me understand his music and his grind more. When he started dropping how he thinks, I fell in love with his mentality. Because it's real. A lot of people think he's rude and all these other things. No, he's really doing him. And until you learn how to do you and mind your business, that's our problem. We don't be minding our business. Mind your business. Because if you mind your business, you don't know what the heck nobody else is doing. And people will fall off. People will fall right off the side, and they wasn't supposed to be there. So I have much respect for 50 Cent. Not that he cares if I do or don't, but I have much respect for him just from continuing to pay attention. Because sometimes you could just write somebody off. But I didn't. I was just like, he make dope music, of course. But when I start hearing how he thinks, I was like, yo, this brother really got it.
I think sometimes people get caught up with, the persona of an artist.
Yeah.
So, like my persona, me personally, my persona, I'm like this even when I'm away from the mic.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
That
hear
it's
you.
just me. Like I'm a historian. I'm constantly, talking about, our people, the history, how we can do to move forward in certain situations. So that's just me. But when you have an artist who have, for the mainstream, it's like undesirable, but you gotta also understand like the person himself, because there's a difference between the artist and then their legal name.
Trustfully.
So
Trustfully. And some of these
it's
guys really be trying to live that. And they'll be like, look, bro, you a punk. For real. I seen that. You really a punk. Stop it. I'll beat you the fucker. Like,
it's opposite
I will
with them.
beat you.
It's
Yeah.
opposite with them, because it's like with someone like 50, his personality, he was really like that.
Really like that.
You can check certain things and be like,
Yeah, you
"Y'all
can fact
son
check
was
him,
really
right.
like that."
And you can tell how when he do grimy stuff like bow people's whole concerts, like when he do that, that's because ain't nobody gonna check him. A punk can't do that. A punk will get beat the hell down.
Yeah.
Even if he got enough money to do it, he can't do it. He won't do it.
Right,
But 50 will do it because ain't nobody gonna check him. Because he's really that dude.
right.
Like he's really that dude in the street. So I get a kick out of him. I get a
I-
whole kick out of him.
I got a kick out of. I met DMX
Oh, really?
in Homewood.
Really? Wow, that is so dope. He is the real. He to me he was the realest person on the face of the earth.
He's one of my top influences. So I always say there's 5 of my top influences, and the last one always surprised everybody. So I
Well, who
tell
are
people my 5 M
Hmm?
50/G Unit. So I gotta include Banks, Yayo, but the whole G Unit. LL Cool J.
Of course, the Kango. Yes, sir. Of
LL
course.
Cool J, DMX,
Of course,
and Lil Kim.
I can see that. Lil Kim is amazing. She's
I told somebody today, I said, I got my fur coat on. I said, I'm trying to be the male Lil Kim.
human being, and she just didn't know how amazing that she was. She looked amazing, but she didn't know it. And when I watched her on her show with her child, I'm like, yo, this woman is amazing.
Mhm.
She's really just a dope woman
Yeah.
who
She is.
just was hurt a lot.
Mhm.
I trust she figures out exactly how amazing she is because I love Lil Kim. And then she would just come on a mic and chew niggas just like
Yo, she's one of the
illest.
She's one of the rawest. Like
Illest. Oh my
back,
goodness.
when I was when I was learning how to write, because I started writing, I taught myself how to write. And what I did was I was buying mixtapes. I used to go to Wilkinsburg and go to Upbeat Records.
Upbeat, man. I have my record supply more than half. Instead of first Upbeats, that's where I spent my check.
Yep.
I ain't buy shoes. I ain't buy clothes. I bought my baby stuff, got my house shit, and I was in a record store. Period.
I would-
$300.
I would buy those of course the G Unit radio mixtapes was the biggest influential moment of like me learning how to write.
Right.
Then what I did was I bought instrumentals, the mixtape instrumentals. So it was like they had
You could
like
rap on them.
I would rap on them. That's how I learned how to write at 16. So if I knew what a song was, like let's say I'm listening to You Forgot About Dre, and I'm saying, okay, this is the whole part where they rapped at.
And there's the hook.
There's the hook.
So that must be 16 bars.
That's 16 bars.
Ended.
And then later, depending on how the beat is
changed
orchestrated,
up with that.
it changed between like 18, 20 bars, depending on how the beat's made and everything. And I just learned how to rap from that. And it was just amazing. So like when I met DMX, shout out to my man True Live. True Live, he's actually connected with Murder Inc.
Nice.
And it's crazy because I'm not connected, but I'm like on the other side, G Unit,
Oh,
what I'm
okay.
saying?
Yeah.
So it's a funny story how me and him met, but I was at work one day and he called me and he was like, yo, I need you to slide through the hood real quick. And I said, what's up? He was like, X is in the building. And I was like, word? He was like, yeah. So went home.
Flew
home.
I bet.
Begged my wife to like let me out for like a couple hours. Like, yo, this is a work.
Please let me go. I gotta go.
This is a work night, but yo, X is in the building, son. I was like, you gotta let me go. So I go, and the crazy thing was, he was club hopping. So he was at the Galaxy. And the Galaxy, right on Kelly Street, is literally on the same street as the radio station that my mom worked at and the Catholic school that I went to. So this is going home, like this is going back home to me. So I'm outside the club. It's about like 30, 40 Rough Rider guys with quads up and down Kelly Street.
Oh, wow.
I'm sitting there, and I'm standing out there, and I see a black Suburban, and like 2 big guys with Rough Rider jackets come out, and X is right behind them.
Wow.
Now, I do a great DMX impression. Like, I do a great one.
Let's see.
So, I go, he walks in front of me, and there's like a bike, a motorcycle in front of me. So, I extended my hand. I was like, yo, X, big fan. Dap him up. He looks at me. He looks at the bike. He says, hey, yo, is that your bike? And I was like, nah, man, that ain't my bike, man. He was like, I thought that was your bike, yo. You wearing blue and white, the bike blue and white. I said, that was your bike, yo. I was like, yo, that's X, son. Like, yo, that's crazy. So we go into the club, and my man's, he comes, and we in VIP section. X is sitting right behind me, and I was like, yo, X, can I get a picture? He was like, you the man from outside, right? I was like, yeah. He was like, all right. He took a picture and everything. And that was 2 years before he died. And my man, True Live, who hooked that up for me, like I said, he's connected with Murder. And me and him met years ago at this battle down in Marman. You remember, you was there. Yeah. He was my hype man, and we was in the
Pull
battle.
up a chair, hype man. Let's get in on the story. Get the mic.
Yeah, I was like, oh wait, you was there.
I'm getting out the way. I'm taking off my picture. Come over here. Come ahead, you come tell me what you
Rapstarr.
Yeah, Measy B, what's up?
Yeah, how did everything go at the spot at in Garfield? I don't even know.
Oh man, it was crazy. I don't know if you remember it, but me and you was out there. It was a lot of people out there, a lot of people. And how I used to do my set, I would have one of the G Unit songs. So I had Lloyd Banks' On Fire as the intro before I actually started rapping, and I had like gunshots in the background, glass, spatter. But True Live went before me, and when he went before me, he freestyled to the Ja Rule song "Loose Change."
Okay.
If anybody don't know what "Loose Change" was, that was the infamous diss that Ja Rule did towards 50 and Eminem, where Ja was talking about Eminem's daughter at that time, and he's on stage rapping. Now, mind you, he's connected with Murder Inc. In his speaking voice, he sounds like Ja Rule. Like, he sounds like Ja Rule when he speaks. So when he's up there on stage rapping on a Ja Rule beat, I'm in the back. He come off stage. I go up on stage. All of a sudden, you hear Lloyd Banks' record, the On Fire instrumental, drop. He in the back. So after that, me and him, we end up noticing each other, and we outside, we talking and everything, and we was talking about the history of between 50 and John, how both of us are influenced by each of them. I'm influenced by Fifth, he's influenced by Ja. And how I noticed things was the type of hip hop that that people say I lean towards, and it's like subconsciously, and it's like Queens hip hop. So the fact that I'm influenced by LL Cool J, the fact that I'm influenced by 50 Cent. Just the other day, one of my engineer was playing one of my new records called Happy Birthday Hip Hop, and he played it for one of his homies who's a producer. And this guy said I sound like Onyx because I was screaming in the back. They're from Queens, so I was like, yo. So I was like, yo, this is crazy. So being that, we two kids from Pittsburgh who's influenced by big time New York, Queens hip hop artists.
Mm-hmm.
You know, me and him, we had that bond. We have that bond. Actually, to even take it a step further, he actually got me to almost meet 50 Cent.
Oh yeah, we was talking about that.
Yeah. And so the messed up thing about that was I was 6 feet away from him. His homie played me. He had a homie that was like, I guess he was like attending that club or he was a manager at that club or whatever. And he told him when Fifth comes, let my mans go and meet his hero. So his man played me, didn't let me do it, and I'm standing 6 feet away from Fifth.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm sitting there looking at Fifth, I get a phone call, and that's when I got the phone call from him saying that Little E passed away.
Oh yeah.
know.
And that was that night.
That was that night. So right when I'm like 6 feet away from
R.I.P. Lil
one
E.
of the artists that actually solidified me being a dope MC, that night my little cousin got killed. So I had to break out. And at that time, around that time, I couldn't really listen to Fifth all like that, and it hurt me because I listened to him a lot. But I couldn't really listen to him because every time I would think of Fifth, I would think about.
Dang. You know, it's crazy that you say that as a traumatizing statement because,
Right.
you know, that's something that Terrell was telling me himself.
Right.
No Louise brother.
Yeah.
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 So I definitely understand.
It was deep though. But aside from X, aside from Fifth, aside from KRS-One, I met Dougie Fresh in college.
Okay.
I had a Kangol on at that time.
I believe it too.
I had a Kangol. I told KRS-One that he won that battle against Nelly to his face multiple times. I said, "Yo, number one was I, but when you said the real hip hop is over here, real hip, like come on, man, like come on, man, like yo." I said, "Bro, you started the bridge battles, bro. Like, what you mean, yo?" So. Like, I hope if I bump into KRS-One again, I'll be like, yo, you remember that was in college? He said, yo, you won that battle against Nelly. Yeah, that was me. You know, I still hold that till this day. You won that battle against Nelly, hands down. You know, if I ever meet like Little Kim, I had dreams of like me meeting Little Kim and me dropping down to my knees and be like, all hail the queen.
And I believe it. You know what I mean? I know how you is. You know what I'm saying?
You see my clothes collection, yo. I got Little Kim shirts everywhere, yo.
Either that or Aaliyah.
I got myself on the shirt right here, of course, but I got Aaliyah, DMX, all of the G Unit albums on the shirt, Biggie Smalls, Tupac. I got the original Snoop Dogg, Gin and Juice, Pittsburgh.
Okay. I ain't see that one yet.
You know, yeah. I'm telling you, man. Like my closet, man, is gangster.
Yeah.
It's gangster. Closet is gangster, man. Every day I walk out the house, people like telling me, "Yo, I'm trying to like rob your jacket, yo. Like your jacket's crazy. Your shirt, like I'm trying to see what's in your closet, man." Like,
Yeah, so question, Rapstarr. What? I'm not sure if Top Grinder asked you this yet, though. What really influenced you to start rapping and making music? You know, start taking it serious.
Like I said, I was always around music. I was influenced by music. My mom worked in radio. My dad actually.
Which I did not know.
Yeah. So I explained this in a new song that I have called Happy Birthday Hip Hop. And I talk about how my mom worked it was kind of like an arranged marriage. So since my mom worked for radio both times, like at two different stations, I had no choice but to be around it. So I know the ins and outs. That's why I have so much respect for like radio personality because my mom was around it. And then of course my dad, he played old school hip hop all the time. So it just was a matter of time. Now my dad, I did ask my father. I told him, I said, now when you was playing these hip hop records to me, did you in turn was like, yo, I want my son to be this way? And he was like, yes and no. He said, I played it, and then you absorbed it. And just like any teen, any kid, they start rapping,
Mm-hmm.
you might think it's a phase. You know, he rapping today, doing something else tomorrow. But when he seen the consistency of how I was doing things, because like I said, I was influenced by 50 and G Unit. So imagine at 13, 14, 15, and 16 and seeing your favorite artist having a $400 million deal with Vitamin Water.
Mm.
His big,
I didn't know it was that much.
His biggest check with RBK.
Give me a sponsor.
You know what I'm saying?
Let
So
me
I'm at an early age watching my favorite rapper win. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Eminem, there's maybe, not even maybe a handful that can maybe touch him. I think there's like Jadakiss is one of them, Papoose is one of them. Like any artist that I've seen interviews with that they've been into the studio with and got records with Eminem, they always got to do the records over because he he straight kills it. You know what I'm saying? So, just me being influenced by hip hop and me listening to a lot of my artists, you know, I said, you know, this is what I want to do. No different than, you know, you playing basketball and you watching LeBron, or you watching, you know, the street ball with, you know, A1 and all that stuff. You know, if that's what you into, that's what you into.
Yeah.
So like it's hard for me being from Pittsburgh, and I don't mess with the NFL at all. Not a Steeler fan. Not a Steeler fan. I don't mess with the NFL at all.
She said you got to go.
Every since not, and I got a reason for it. So every since Colin Kaepernick got banned from the NFL, I boycotted the NFL. So I haven't watched a Steeler game, a football game since then. So yeah, so I threw away like all my Steeler gear because I was a fan of Steelers and the Giants.
Okay.
But I'm more of a baseball fan than anything. Like, here's a fun fact that y'all didn't know. When I was 3 years old, I started baseball. I started baseball when I was 3 up until 13.
I found that out this year.
Yeah. And how I got put on, my mom, she took me to Morningside, and it was underneath the Roberto Clemente museum. I mean, not the museum, but the Roberto Clemente Foundation with his son. And growing up, Roberto Clemente and Sammy Sosa was like my biggest like baseball people that I wanted to like listen to and watch, and just I wanted to be like them so bad. And you know, I'm more of a baseball person. I don't watch baseball like that now. I watch a little bit of boxing, but I'm more hip hop than anything, yo. So basically, what it is.
Oh, no doubt. So look, I know that you. No, Ben, yeah, I am Rapstarr's cousin. We related, you know, we family.
Yeah,
That's straight 100.
That's second cousin.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, as I know that you put wisdom in your like history into your music and everything. Like, what message are you trying to get people to listen to? What do you want them to hear? What do you want them to actually gain from your music?
You know, like I said, knowledge itself. You know, there's not a lot of artists that's actually talking political. It's not a lot of artists that's talking strictly for the people. Like it's either one audience or the other. Like today's hip hop, it's not even hip hop. You know, like how many like, and I say it's just this generation, because I can't even say that it's like a geographical area, because you can't really blame Chicago or the South, because in the 90s and the early 2000s you had Scarface, you had Ludacris, you had Trina, you had Outkast.
Yeah.
But the thing about the difference between the artists now and the artists back then was, back then everybody ate. You know what I'm saying? You can be an individual and say, you know what? I'll buy Ludacris's album. I'll buy Snoop's album. I'll buy, and all of these artists would be selling records. But because you got a lot of artists today that's the cookie cutter mentality, like I just don't understand when if somebody comes to me and like, yo, can you listen to my music? And they sound like, not like an influence, but they just, their whole sound sounds like, oh, you this person, huh? So it's just be like, as an artist, what can I get from you that I can't get from that other artist? You know what I'm saying? Like growing up, a lot of people would compare me to Fifth a lot,
I
and
can see that.
yeah. But the thing about the difference between me and Fifth is I go and I speak about history. I don't really hear 50 speaking about history like that. It's not probably his forte, but I speak about history when it comes to our people, the black and the brown and the indigenous people of America. Somebody who kind of like teeter totters on that is like Cyrock, Nas, KRS-One, a lot of those, which is crazy because KRS-One is 50's favorite rapper.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And it's funny because just about 2 days ago, something like that. I'm going back to my old music. I mean, I went to SoundCloud.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? And don't no lie, I really started to find myself again from listening to my old music. Though, as I was listening to my old music, I ended up running across our stuff. And then I ended up listening to your old music, and "Smart as the New Gangster" was one of the best album mixtapes that you had out, bro. Like, it was really knowledge up in there.
I appreciate
And now that I'm here now, like back then I was in the process of my change. But now, like, several years later, I'm like, dang, Smart is the new gangster. You feel me?
It is. It most definitely is. And this is the message that we need in music, because I want to have it to where the time that you would spend going to college, rather if it's 2 years for an associate, 4 years for a bachelor, or if you decide to go and go do your graduate studies, all of that information that you would get, I want you to get that within all the records that I release. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to feed them.
I'm about to go back and look at all his records
You know
real
what
quick.
I'm saying?
You feel me?
So like that's just how I roll. So it's like I'm always constantly kicking knowledge. Always. It would be like if I was like two characters in a movie, I would probably be like the combination between Trey from Boys in the Hood and Sincere from Belly. You know what I'm saying? So it's just me being a different artist and the type of artist that I am and the person that I am individually as Cam transfers to Rapstarr. So it's like, oh, well, Cam, he went to college, got a graduate, got a bachelor's, and he's doing this, he's doing that.
Yes,
but you also see it in my music. Like, I ain't fronting. You know what I'm saying? The same guy who's telling you, yo, I'm selling nicks and dimes and everything in my rhymes, and he's actually doing it. When I tell you I'm doing research on my people and doing this and doing that, I'm doing that, and then I'm feeding you that information.
Ooh, that's all.
And when I actually come out with my album, I'll have sites. When I mean sites, I mean you can actually see like all the things that I research, where you can find them at the links, the books, everything. Like, that's just how I am. My album's coming out it's called 90s Baby.
90s
actually.
Baby, yes, sir.
I got the chain right here, 90s Baby. If you can't see that, look at that, 90s Baby. Because I'm a bona fide 90s baby.
That 1990-ish is on there?
Yeah, 1990-ish is on there.
It's my 1990-ish. Hey.
Yeah, I had fun with that record, man. Shout out to New York Bangers. New York Bangers produced the track. He actually produced 2 records off that album so far. Shout out to Sonny Brasco. Sonny Brasco, he's not only my good friend, but my engineer. And he helped me in a lot. Like, we call his studio Brasco's Boot Camp. So when I started going to him, I would notice things. Like, I'm in the studio and I would come out and he's like writing stuff, and he's like trying to make everything sounds better. Me and my grandfather, we was just talking about it today. I was just telling him, I said, look, the producers of the record don't get enough credit. You always hear about the artist, but you don't really hear enough about the producer and the people who engineer the records.
Yeah.
The engineers are the ones that make it sound the way it sounds when it comes out on the radio or on the streams or on the CDs.
Which is a lot of work, too.
It is a lot of work. It's crazy. I couldn't even imagine, being in the studio all day trying to mix a record and my ears bleed. You know what I'm saying? So,
hey, Real talk. Sometimes you just gotta step away.
Yeah.
Throw a little YouTube video on or something like that,
Yeah, you do.
or just go
Yeah,
sit
you
down
do.
somewhere else and then come back to it.
Yeah, you do, man.
Hey, so tell the people where we can find you, bro. Where could we find your music? What's the
Oh
intel?
man, you can find it everywhere, baby. All you gotta do is just type in my name, Rapstarr. Now, don't get it confused with the song Rapstarr, because when people search, they always find the song Rapstarr, by Polo G or something like that.
Uh-huh.
But no, it's Rapstarr. 2 R's at the end, all one word. You can find me on Spotify, iHeart, iTunes, Shazam, anywhere that you can stream music, you can find me on. As far as my social media, I know TikTok is about to be over, maybe, kind of. I don't know. At the end of this week, I don't know. But if it's still on, the lights are still on, you can search It's Rap to the Star. So that's ITSRAP, the number 2, THESTARR. It's the same thing with my YouTube. Just put music at the end. So It's Rap to the Star Music on YouTube. It's Rap to the Star on TikTok. Same thing with my Instagram. It's Rap to the Star. I got a Facebook fan page, Rapstarr, aka Hurricane Cam. Shout out to my label, Beautiful Danger Entertainment, Bev Bush. That's what's up. Sam Jones, OG Dub, Lady V. All of that. That's our team right there.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been holding my laughing this whole time, but you got real passionate on the mic just now, bro. Like his eyes started squinting as soon as he started talking to her. You can find me.
See, that was Hurricane. That was Hurricane.
He leaned over to the side real quick,
That
real
was
smooth.
that was Hurricane talking.
Hey,
That was Hurricane
look,
talking.
this
I
is
told you that it's Hurricane's like my Slim Shady to my Eminem. You know what I'm saying? So, if you see me one demeanor and you see me, there's 2 people.
I could dig that. I could dig that. That's
Multiple
blood.
personality disorder.
Hey, look, welcome to Grind City TV. We about to go into a performance in a minute, but we definitely about to go into commercial real quick. Tune in. Let's get it.
Hey, yo, what's up? It's your boy Rapstarr, a.k.a. Hurricane Cam, representing the East Coast, Pittsburgh 412. You know what it is, man. I got to hit y'all with something, man. 2 of my best singles out so far. And y'all going to like it, man, because it's for the people. Shit. Real hip-hop.
I want to make an anthem.
Yeah.
Like, remember when rappers had anthems? Yeah, I remember. I want to create or recreate that move. Okay. Something like, kick that.
I feel this. Power to my people, to my people, got power. Power to my people, to my people, got power. Power to my people, to my people, got power. My people got power. The whole world is ours. Power to my people, power. Power to my people got power.
Power to my people got power. My people got power.
The whole world is ours.
Roll call. Boricuas, morenos, nativos. Los Chicano, Mexicano, or the Latinos. You know I do it for my black and brown hermanos. So let's shout it all the way to La Sao Paulo. Power to my people got power.
Every other
Day we taking a hater shower. From the racist to hypocrites to punk
cowards.
we don't die, we multiply by the hour. Go ahead, do it again, pump your fist. It's time to show these what it is. So tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend. They're straight, the numbers so left, handle biz. The revolution will be televised, eyes wise, no TV gas. First person narrative, the cameraman just right outside. Soldiers all information marching in a perfect line. My people so extraordinary, so resilient. Divided in every sense, so brilliant. I ain't down with that. You ain't down with that. This make me with a buck. Salute to the youth of Nigeria fighting for that justice. No way you can touch this. No way you can hush this. Governments all corrupted. It's the R to the A to the P, S-E-A to the R times 2. I'm fighting for you, and you.
Power to my people got power. Power to my people got power. Power to my people got power. My people got power. The whole world is ours.
All for one, just one for all. Together we stand, the battle before. You ain't down with the cause, then go get your hike on. I'm Huey P. Newton with a Pittsburgh fitted on. Afro Boricua, I'm way strong. I'm Josh Jimenez with a bulletproof vest on. This is for my head day, the show, I better day. Strive for greatness, let nothing get in your way. Wanna buy some land, wanna buy the state, want financial growth, homie it's source today. We the blacks, we the reds, we the browns, we say we loud.
Power to my people got power. Power to my people got power. Power to my people got power. My people got power. The whole world is ours. Power to my people got power. Power to my people got power. Power to my people got power. My people got power. The whole world is ours. That was Power to My People. Shout out to David Metropolis for the, doing the beat.
Yeah.
Now this one,
It's Rapstarr.
I want y'all to get
East
hyped
side.
on this one.
Pittsburgh.
It's everybody who's born in the
Established
80s. We on some
February
1990s.
7th, 1991.
Uh-huh.
It's such a beautiful danger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo. Ho, hey, ho, hey, ho, hey, ho. It's rap to the store, rockin' the blue tango. Puerto Rican pendant on the chain, watch it dango. New York bangers just made another hit. It's rap to the store.
From my 1990-ish.
Pants sagging, Timbos, dragging, never, the 90s never been on no bandwagon. I'm in the toe tagging, murking MCs, the blues can tread left. No way I'm letting you breathe. Defecating on MCs with Napoleon complex. Regurgitate back my hot ass a reflex. Legendary status, what hurricanes pursuing. Been rocking shows since the blacks doing union. Rap to the star, rocking the blue tango. Puerto Rican pendant on the chain, watch it dango. New York bangers just made another hit. It's rap to the star.
From my 1990-ish.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
From my 1990-ish. Uh-oh. From my 1990-ish. Uh-oh.
Check
From my 1990.
Yeah.
It's rap to the star on my 1990-ish.
Crazy, dealing with a slum lord. Kitchen kinda following why I move out the slums for. This is the suburbs, where I see the subfloor. I'm a humble kids that don't wanna live here no more. Let me wanna kick in the door, cause I ain't paying rent. Don't judge you, watching it get. It's been like this for years since you was a kid. Head pulls banging enough to get your own crib. I see you poppin' and weevil, balls. Hey, you open your mouth like I'm just like you leaking. Nothing light about this MC. I'm a roughneck, I'm a fucking masterpiece. You just a rough sketch.
Man, what the
Is wrong with hip hop? Wants to dance, not the saturation of a woman's crotch. But that's cool, that's alright. Now, literally serious can rock the mic.
Rap to the star, rockin' a blue tango.
Oh,
Puerto Rican bender on the train, watch a dango.
oh,
New York bangers,
hey.
just made another hit.
It's rap to the store.
My 1990
Oh, I'm a 1990-ish. Oh,
my 1990
yeah.
my 1990
Check it.
rap to
Yo.
the star on my 1990-ish.
Peep this, can you follow my linguistics? Break your fans, won't hesitate to hit a bisque quick. Fly, I defy the rules of gravity. Wapo, hearts up out the chest cavity. Flows like 151 mixed with Everclear, but equal bass. F'd up like Corona, yeah. On the mic and get busy, leading game and intensity. Whole career on stay put. Kizzy, I know when I'm gone, you gonna miss me. With my liberal degree, history, learn from aftermath on this Cal University. Part my fridge, but I get peeved at these weak MCs. Come out fine after snitching. Even lesbians ain't messing with 6'9" position. And that's proof, hip hop ain't a liar. Spirits of my ancestors is my only ghostwriter. Yeah. And that was 1990-ish, produced by New York Bangers. 2 singles off of my album, 90s Baby, coming soon. Straight from Beautiful Danger Entertainment, Bed Bush, what up? East Coast.